My brother told everyone I'd stolen his inheritance, so I waited until his wedding to reveal the GPS footage of him dumping our grandfather's antique coin collection in a lake, blurt out stealing $380,000 and blaming your sister as a mood killer at your own reception. 3 years ago, our grandfather passed away and left his entire estate to be split evenly between my brother Jake and me. Most of it was straightforward minus the house, some investments and a modest amount of cash, but the crown jewel was Hesse's coin collection. He'd been a passionate numismatist for over 60 years, with some pieces dating back to the 1800s. The collection had been professionally appraised at $380,000 just a year before his death. According to the will, Jake and I needed to decide together, keep the collection intact or sell it and split the proceeds. Since neither of us shared Hello's passion for coins, we agreed to sell the day before the scheduled meeting with the auction house specialist. Jake called me in a panic. The safe had been broken into and the entire collection was gone. He'd already called the police, who found no signs of forced entry. Their theory, someone with the combination had taken it. Only 3 people had that combination: Jake, me, and our late grandfather over the next few weeks. Jake's story evolved. First, he remembered I had stopped by the house the day before. I hadn't. Then he claimed to have seen me near Heiso's office looking suspicious weeks earlier. Finally, he told our entire family I had stolen the collection to fund a gambling addiction I don't have. The police investigation stalled with no evidence. My family was divided. My half believed Jake, half weren't sure. But the doubt was there. Family gatherings became unbearable. My parents suggested I just confess, so we could move past this as a family. Through it all, Jake played the devastated victim brilliantly. He even used the sympathy to accelerate his relationship with his girlfriend, proposing 6 months after the theft. What Jake didn't know, Waite had installed a GPS tracker in the collection's main storage case after a burglary scare years ago. He'd shown it to me once, but said he'd never told Jake, because that boy can't keep a secret. I had forgotten about it until I found the tracker information while going through Hayes' old emails. I logged in and downloaded the location history. The case had traveled from Hayes' house directly to Lake Meridian at 2 a.m. the night it disappeared. The tracker's last signal came from the middle of the lake rather than going to the police. Immediately, I decided to wait. Jake had spent months destroying my reputation and relationships. I wanted witnesses for his confession. I RSVP'd yes to his wedding. During the reception, when Jake was making the rounds greeting guests, I hugged him and whispered, "We need to talk about Lake Meridian." The color drained from his face in a quiet corner. I showed him the GPS data on my phone. "The reception's almost over," I said. "You have 2 choices, confess to everyone now, or I go to the police tomorrow with this evidence. Either way, I am clearing my name." He begged for a third option. There wasn't one. When the DJ announced the final toast of the evening, Jake shakily took the microphone. What followed was a complete meltdown confession. How he'd dumped the collection in the lake because he needed cash immediately for gambling debts, but couldn't wait for the auction. How he'd already sold some of the most valuable coins privately, and how he'd framed me to cover it all up. His new in-laws looked horrified. His bride left the venue in tears. Half our family wouldn't make eye contact with me. Minus not from suspicion now, but from shame. The police reopened the case with my evidence. They recovered what they could from the lake, but most pieces were ruined. Jake is facing multiple charges for theft and filing false police reports. I've received countless apologies from family members. Most mention how convincing Jake was. I don't find that comforting. Sometimes the best revenge is just having receipts, or in this case, GPS coordinates.